In this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about what is the function of restriction endonuclease in its natural host, that is bacteria. We know that restriction endonuclease is useful as a tool in recombinant DNA technology. Now, nature had created this enzyme, this restriction endonuclease enzyme in the bacteria for some other purpose, some other function. But as a human, we had identified that, okay, this restriction endonuclease is present in the bacteria and it has some unique characteristic. And we had used these unique characteristics for our purpose as a tool in recombinant DNA technology. So in this video, we will discuss about its natural function in its natural host. Okay. So while we will answer this question, we will also get one more answer, that why this restriction word is used in the full name of this enzyme, in the restriction endonuclease. What is the meaning of restriction? So let's start. Suppose this is bacteria and the name of this bacteria is suppose E. coli, Escherichia coli. Its strain is RY13. Okay. And we know that it has this, any bacteria has circular DNA. So this is the genome of bacteria, which is double stranded and circular in nature. Remember, bacteria may or may not have plasmid. So let's show one plasmid over here. The plasmid is extra DNA material apart from its natural genome. This is not a plasmid, this is a bacterial genome, whereas the small circular DNA, double stranded DNA, which may or may not be present in particular bacteria, it is called a plasmid. Now, we know that in E. coli RY13 strain, there is one enzyme is present, that is EcoR1. What is this? This is restriction endonuclease. So this is restriction endonuclease. Now, this restriction endonuclease, what is its recognition site or its restriction site? Its restriction site is GAATTC from 5' to 3', and on the opposite strand it is going to be CTTAAG, and this is 5'. Okay, so whenever this enzyme finds this sequence on any DNA molecule, it will break it. There will be a double stranded break. So the purpose of this enzyme is to provide immunity to the bacteria. Now, immunity against what? There are certain viruses which can infect this bacteria. Okay. So suppose this is the bacteriophage, and we know that what is bacteriophage? It is a virus which can infect bacteria. So this is a bacteriophage. Okay. This is the virus which can infect bacteria. So right now I had shown that this virus is attached with this bacteria. So this is virus and general name is bacteriophage, or simply phage is written. It has DNA material. Okay. So suppose this virus is right now injecting its DNA into this virus. So half of the DNA is in the virus and half of the DNA it is in the bacteria. So what will happen, this EcoR1 will try to examine this DNA, and if it finds this sequence, so let's say there is a GAATTC sequence is present on this DNA, and on the opposite strand it is going to be a CTTAAG. So what this enzyme will do? This enzyme will put up a cut over here, then split over here, and then one more cut over here. So there is a breakage of DNA. And if such site, I had shown only one site, but if there is second site over here, third site over here, so what will happen? This virus, its DNA will be destroyed, its DNA will be broken down into the pieces. So now the infectivity, this pathogenicity of the virus on this bacteria is nullified. This virus now cannot infect this bacteria. Okay. So this EcoR1 we can see that it is protecting this bacteria from the infection of this virus. But you may argue, if you look closely, that such sequence might be present on bacteria's own DNA. So suppose what I am going to do, I am going to show sequence this DNA sequence in the separating the strand, okay, for the illustrative purpose. Suppose this is one loop of DNA. Over here there is GAA TTC site is there, and on the opposite strand it is going to be a CTTAAG. Okay, now this enzyme can act on this also. So the side effect of this enzyme will be it can break down its own DNA. This enzyme has not capacity to identify whether it is its own DNA or foreign DNA. This enzyme is blind. It can see only one thing, and that one thing is its own restriction site, right? So how bacteria protects its own DNA? So there are different set of enzyme which is known as sequence specific DNA methylases. So this enzyme, sequence specific DNA methylase, what it will do, there are so many DNA methylases are there in different kinds of different bacteria. But as EcoR1 is identifying only this site, this particular sequence specific DNA methylase will also identify this sequence only. This is the particular sequence for sequence specific DNA methylase. Okay, so what it will do, it will identify this restriction site, and it will do methylation of this site. Now once the nucleotides are methylated, this EcoR1 cannot break down that methylated restriction site. So its own DNA is saved, whereas the foreign DNA which is coming, which is unmethylated, because why it is unmethylated? Because this DNA is still not came into the contact with this sequence specific DNA methylase. So EcoR1 will act only on this, whereas it will not act on its own DNA sequence. So see how smartly Mother Nature had created the full enzyme system for the bacteria, so that the entry of viral DNA is restricted. Here you see that EcoR1 is restricting entry of virus, and that viruses are particularly phage in bacteria. So see this word restricting, as it is restricting the activity of restricting the entry of viral DNA into the bacteria, the word restriction is kept in the name of restriction endonuclease. So I think with this, what is the natural function of restriction endonuclease in its natural host, that is bacteria, that is clear. But here we understood one very interesting thing, that for particular restriction endonuclease, particular DNA methylase must be present in its natural host. So for example here EcoR1, it must be present with its own DNA methylase. Suppose if you take another example of Haemophilus parainfluenza. So in Haemophilus parainfluenza we have HPA1. This is a restriction endonuclease enzyme. So this restriction endonuclease must be accompanying with its own DNA methylase. So remember, this DNA methylase and this DNA methylase both are different. This DNA methylase is specific for EcoR1. This DNA methylase is specific for HPA1. Why? Because both restriction site is different. In this case, this EcoR1 specific DNA methylase, it will act only on GAA TTC, only on this site. Whereas the DNA methylase, which is occurring with this HPA1, will not methylate this site, but it will only methylate the site, that is GTTAAC, right? So both DNA methylase, although names are same, but this is EcoR1 specific DNA methylase, this is HPA1 specific DNA methylase. So you can see that particular restriction endonuclease always occurs in couple with its own specific DNA methylase. If they are not in couple, you see the result. If they are not in couple, only particular enzyme, suppose EcoR1 restriction endonuclease is there, but sequence specific DNA methylase is not present. What will happen? This EcoR1 can destruct this DNA also. Okay, and so such bacteria cannot survive. So I hope everything about the role of or the function of restriction endonuclease in its natural host is clear. If you have still any doubts, query or confusion, please write it down in the comment section below, and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.